Oh my God. Speaking of lemurs, I watched an orangutan documentary.
Yeah.
David Attenborough. You know, David Attenborough's final documentary is coming out.
Davey Atz.
Yeah. David Attenborough, 98 years old. The legend of all legends. Narrating just like these beautiful scenes in the forest. And I like the ones in the oceans. But I did not know. First of all, he pronounces it orangutan. It really bothered me. It's an orangutan. He calls it orangutan. Orangutan.
Totally.
But these are unbelievable animals, Josh. Do you know that a baby orangutan, because they live in the trees, they never touch the ground ever. They live in the trees, these full, huge monkeys. The babies sleep gripped into their mother's fur. The mother jumps from tree to tree. The baby's fast asleep, holding on. How amazing is that?
Love that. So cool.
Highly recommend it. It's sick. What made me think of that? I don't know, but show it to Max. He'll love it.
Well, I went to Bali, Indonesia, and they have the monkey temple where literally they have monkeys running around everywhere. And of course, tourists, we've ruined this thing. But I actually went like over 10 years ago when it wasn't as like Instagrammable. So it hadn't completely been ruined yet. And they're just running everywhere. You see them. They're so cute. And you can buy bananas at the entryway. And they go, we have bananas, which are fun. You throw them, they eat them, they peel it. It's cute. Like we have peanuts too. The peanuts, you might want to be careful. They
come after the peanuts?
They're like, they really fucks with the peanuts. I was like,
were you scared?
I saw a lady get her wig snatched for peanuts. And she was older, and she thought she was at a Dodgers game. She's like, "Would you like one, Mittens?" And Mittens was like, it was wild.
Oh my God, that is insane. Monkeys, man. Monkeys.
I held a banana, and one of the monkeys climbed up my body, sat on my shoulders, grabbed it out of my hand, and pieced out.
Oh my God,
crazy, right?
I can't tell if I would be. In the beginning, I would definitely be very scared. At some point, I guess I would warm up to them, but that's frightening. I don't know.
We had a chimpanzee on one of the Drake and Josh Christmas movies because that's okay. And
we need to talk about the circus after this, but continue.
I can't believe that there were sitcoms that were allowed to have these kooky animal episodes. And so we have the chimpanzee, right? And it's a baby chimp and it's really cute. But then they're doing a flashback of something of like the chimp's mother, who's like a proper size. So when they had that chimp on set, they said, okay, no one can be within 10 feet except the wranglers of this animal, because if they get you in their clutches, you will be a goner, and then you will be done for. And then they were like, and no men can be on set because she will smell your pheromones and rip your dick off. I was like, slay.
Where do I sign up?
I was like, slay queen.
Bestiality, anyone?
That's what I call a page in her history. I love it. But yeah, man, that was intense. Which you've been seeing this debate, right? It is a New York Post article, why everyone on the internet is talking about 100 men and a gorilla, with Elon Musk, Mr. Beast, and more jumping into the debate. You've seen this?
Of course. There's just I think there is absolutely no chance that 100 men can defeat a gorilla.
Say more.
I just think that the gorilla is so unbelievably scary. Like, sure, if you let me backtrack for a second. If we're preparing a fight, maybe there's a chance. But unprompted, you have 100 men in the woods and you have a gorilla. The gorilla is going to eat them alive, if he wanted to.
Sure.
A planned attack with weapons, obviously no, but just fists. These 100 men are done for. I don't have a reason. I just don't think that they stand a chance. What do you think?
Let me ask you this. Did those gorillas know Harambe? Because if so, they are going to have vengeance in their heart. And then I really don't trust. Remember that?
All
Harambe?
gorillas know Harambe. Do I know that? That's my son's name. Harambe Salver. I named after him. Yeah.
Maybe you do a junior. Harambe Salver.
Harambe.
I love it.
Oh, me too. Me too, yeah. Rest in peace, Harambe, man. That was fucked up. But before we forget all about it, do you want to? Oh, you already did. The circus. I haven't spoken about it in a while. My mom loves the circus.
Right.
She would take us. She still loves the circus. Once a year, I'll go to the Big Apple Circus with her. There's no longer the animals because we've outlawed that. But my mom loves the circus. And every year, we would go to the biggest circus, which was the Barnum and Bailey Circus.
Yes.
This circus took place at Madison Square Garden. This was a spectacle. We're talking lions, tigers, elephants, all of it. Okay? And I remember finding out, I was always thinking, how do you get the elephant into the garden? How does it come? They walk through the Lincoln Tunnel. They close down the tunnel in the middle of the night and the elephants walk through. And that thought of elephants walking through the tunnel so that they could please us fatties eating popcorn is super duper sad.
That's insane. They don't walk through the Lincoln Tunnel. That sounds like children's book.
They walked through the Lincoln Tunnel. Look it up. How else do you get them there?
How did they get to New Jersey? How did they get to New Jersey?
On rail.
So they're only transported on train?
Yeah, you can't fly an elephant. Too heavy.
You can't drive one?
I don't know.
That's Meshuggah.
They're huge. Oh, look it up, Olivia.
The elephant can't go to Penn Station?
They're huge. Olivia, I need to know. If this is real.
Elephants are getting a sleeper car on Amtrak?
No. There's an NPR article from 2007 called "When the Elephants March in Manhattan," and it says they go through the Midtown Tunnel.
Boom!
But how did they get there? How did they get there, Ben?
We bring the boom!
How did they get to the other side of the Midtown Tunnel? How did they get to Queens?
It's a great question, but I do want to just say I'm so happy that the Costco guys are kind of on the outs. It was too much for a minute. My TikTok was all over the place with them.
I told you I saw them at the Mr. Beast premiere for his show on Amazon, right?
I don't think you told me this story, no.
Big AJ literally is walking around this party. If you had over 10,000 followers, he saw you and his leg was hurt. It was in a boot. So he would waddle up to you and be like, give me a boom. I was like, damn, dog. I'm like, that's young Bezos energy right now.
That's funny. Give me a boom.
Boom. Nuts.